Welcome to a closer look from the streets, where we give you an opportunity to voice your opinion and shape our country. So tell me, what type of businesses do you think Bahamians should be trained for?
I think Bahamians should be trained for businesses that will sustain the country. For example, technology, engineering, businesses in the creative arts.
Should some businesses be reserved for Bahamians?
Yes, absolutely. There are some businesses that should be reserved for Bahamians only. The reason is, what would be the benefit of being a Bahamian if industries weren't reserved for you?
Do you think there's enough financial support for young Bahamian business owners?
I don't think there's enough financial support for Bahamian owners. I can't just walk in the bank and just get them to invest into an idea. But I do think that young Bahamians should come up with more creative ways of financing their own businesses by possibly presenting their idea to family and friends who may want to invest into it.
What do you think can be done to move from that age-old Bahamian mentality where they want a government job as opposed to being an entrepreneur?
You know, in the past, we've had situations where people have come up with some excellent ideas. They have sought capital investment on behalf of either a bank or the government lending system. They've been turned down only to see a year or two later their same idea being played out. That's where you have issues with people actually trying to or want to become more entrepreneurial minded. They say they might as well get a job. And with the squeeze now that's on small businesses and how difficult it is for your business to actually move and operate and flex and be given some leeway in different areas, you know, people are moving away from that. Let me just get a job that's going to pay me X amount of dollars, put the pressure on somebody else, and then I just live without having to deal with all of that.
Do you think Bahamians support local businesses?
When I say the older Bahamians, I'm talking Bahamians who are more or less like 40 and over. They tend not to support local stuff, right? But the younger Bahamians, between the ages of 18 and 30, yes, they do support each other. They support each other's businesses and stuff like that, and that's a good trend that I see them developing. But as far as a general rule, no. And maybe it's because things are too expensive. And it's not expensive because someone is just trying to break the bank off of one product. It's expensive because you have no other choice but to put your price that high just so you could survive in this little island today.
What more can be done to improve the ease of doing business?
I think a lot is being done currently. Like, for instance, the business license process is a lot less, doing online business license. And then also for my industry, interior design, reducing the duty rate to 25% is really a major deal for us.
Do you think the commercial banks give Bahamian businesses a fair chance?
I don't think so. I think that it could be a lot easier for somebody that is a business owner that doesn't have the capital to be able to have a business loan. I think it's easier to get a car loan. It's easier to get things that don't appreciate in value from a commercial bank. But in terms of getting a loan for a home or getting a loan for your business, it's not as easy as it can be.
I feel that the commercial banking, or even just our overall government, makes it appealing to come in and do business here. So foreign investors, new startups, single business owners, entrepreneurs, and so on. It makes it appealing because of what we have to offer as a country. But in the same respect, I do feel like commercial banking process puts hurdles in our way for when it comes time to ease doing business transactions with banking. For example, payroll, online accessibility, and the most inconvenient thing, which I'm sure I'm not alone with, is the time it takes for processing deposits. So when there's a 2 to 5 day turnaround from when we make a deposit from several different banks, and we have to wait that duration of time to make sure it's cleared and everything's okay, and we're trying to play catch up and keep our business going so that we can be successful and efficient for our customers. So I think it's a 50-50.
No, and I don't think they do. And the reason I don't think they do when accommodating small businesses is because just to have a basic checking account, they're charging you some $600 a year. You're paying for just about every single maneuver that you do to transfer money from one account, one of your accounts to the next account at a $5 fee. So in everything they're charging you, and they're not charging you small amounts. You know what I'm saying? If you have employees and you pay them by check, they have to. If they don't have an account at that bank, that's $16 to $18 per check, and then they don't really have a service that you can take advantage of, whereby you can actually just have them open an account and you just transfer money to their account. You know, and to do that, that's going to be costly. So it's very costly to do business with the banks. And then, as a small business, you could have a good record in terms of funds coming in and turning over and stuff like that, but then they still don't look at that as you being productive in business. That's where they can actually say, well, okay, we see what you're bringing in. We can find ways to help you to either improve your cash flow in terms of cutting back on your overhead and picking up on your profit margin. You know, they're not interested in that. That's on you.
Should Bahamian businesses be taxed the same as foreign businesses?
Absolutely no. I think that Bahamian businesses should have a lower tax from foreign businesses, simply because we want to encourage more Bahamian entrepreneurship.
Definitely. If I go to the United States right now and I buy anything, I don't get exempted from nothing, for no taxes or nothing. So I don't feel like if a foreigner come in here, he should be exempted from anything else. I think the government should put things in place that if Bahamians are investing in something, they should be allowed to bring things in duty-free. If the foreigner comes in, his market will be here. And if you want things duty-free, you got to invest $30 million.